Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. What the hell? There you go. My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. Today I am showing a game called X4 Foundations. It's part of the X series of games, which goes back, I think, like 24 years now.
System. I take first choice.
So recently, I came off my obsession of Pathfinder games. I cooled down, and I was talking about this on Two Brothers Play last night. Is basically how my life goes for video games. I go through these like dips and like peaks where I get super obsessive about a game, and that lasts for anywhere from like 2 weeks to a month or something. I think Pathfinder I was into for like 5 weeks. That was a long one. Where I'm just super obsessive. That's all I want to play every day, all day, and I just put hours and hours and hours into it. And then eventually that cools down. And I enter then into this period of just like wandering where I just can't find something else to become addicted to yet. There's just like this cool down period, and I have to like just keep bouncing between games because nothing really. It kind of reminds me of like when I was younger, especially like you'd go on like a trip or something like that, especially like I remember it specifically going on like school related trips and stuff like that, or like camp sort of stuff. Like we didn't have Boy Scouts, we had something similar, but anyways, and you'd go away and you'd be hanging out with friends for like a weekend or something. It was just like nonstop awesome fun, and then you'd come back to your normal drudgery of life and just like you were just like chasing that high. That's kind of what it is. It's like I'm chasing that high of just being obsessed with a game where it's all I want to do every day, all day. And so I pick up a different game and it's just like I play for like an hour and no, this isn't it, man. This isn't it. And then I jump to a different game, and then I jump to a different game, and jump to a different game. A lot of games. And this is why my Steam library is filled with games. Many of which I've only played for like an hour or two. Because during these periods I'll be going on Steam a lot and like looking for new games to buy, because it's like, okay, maybe I'll find a new one that's just gonna be so good. And so I tend to just buy a lot of games and try them. So this is one that I tried this week, X4 Foundations. I had heard of it before, but I never pulled the trigger. It looked a lot like Elite Dangerous, but I don't ever really hear people talking about it. I only ever hear people talking about Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky. Not really much discussion related to X4 Foundations. Because it's not really that catchy of a title. And so
Hello there.
Yeah, I gave it a try, and so far I would say it's pretty cool if you like sort of space sims. If you like games that allow you to build spaceships and customize spaceships and traverse the galaxy and explore and do mining and do missions and fight off pirates or become a pirate, all sorts of different things you can do. And actually I would say this game, if you're not interested in like the multiplayer aspect of Elite Dangerous, I would say it's probably a better space sim than Elite Dangerous. There's some quality of life features that I think are more appealing to a single player, like traveling traveling, it takes up so much time in Elite Dangerous, whereas here they kind of cut down on a lot of that. You don't have to worry about fuel or anything like that, which is a nice thing. And what's more is, since it's purely a single player game, you actually have a much greater impact on the galaxy than you do in Elite Dangerous. You can actually specifically support certain factions and they become more powerful. You can hamper other factions and they become much weaker. They can even be wiped out entirely. You can start building your own production hubs and your own trading hubs and things you can actually build stations, and you can actually control a fleet of ships, all with captains and crew that you hire and assign. And so instead of going around and mining yourself in your own mining ship, you can just buy a mining ship, give it a captain and a crew, and send them out to different locations and say, okay, go here and mine a bunch of shit and then go sell it or stuff like that. And then they'll just do it. And you can have, dozens of those, and you can have dozens and dozens of different ships all doing different things for you. Trading ships and freighter ships and scout ships and, combat ships and blah, blah, blah. So it's really all kind of interesting. That being said, I also find it quite frustrating to start out with, because they just kind of dump you in here with very little knowledge and guidance. And I've found that it's quite easy to just have your ship be destroyed without... mostly preventable, just, if you're smart. But early on, you're not smart, and you're going to lose ships. So I actually just recently had a ship destroyed because I was all tapped. And I was right next to a station, so I kind of just used my spacesuit to come back in. And then I had another ship with a captain that I have hired come pick me up, and now I'm going to buy a new ship for myself. I don't know what to buy, but... let's see. So this medium loadout fighter costs 728,000. I have 485. I didn't want this to be a let's play of X4 Foundations. This is Hang with Mangg. We need to be a little bit better than that. But I don't know. Do I want a scout ship? I guess I just want a cheap ship. Maybe I should buy a miner instead. But a small mining ship is not really that great, is it? One mining drill, but you got to start somewhere. But I can't go for a medium ship. It's just crazy expensive. Look at that. Well, I guess this would get me some mining turrets, a mining drill. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could work. Not enough resources on the station. Order may take a long time because it's missing 4 turret components. Damn. Ten turret components. What if I wanted a small miner, which is probably just a big mistake, waste of money. It could be made though. Sure. Anyways, aside from all that, this week on this channel we had Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. That's going to continue for quite a while. And that seems to be a weird graphical glitch.
Hello there.
Hey, how would you like to become a miner? It's a brand new ship. You're gonna love it. Yeah, so plenty of Wrath of the Righteous and Genshin Impacts. I've recorded a new video for Genshin, so I'm back in it.
Thank you for your confidence in me.
Yeah. And there's that. Two Brothers Play, we did some Total War again, but we're going to be moving on to Stardew Valley from the sound of it. Stardew Valley with some mods. This is my ship? Damn, that is not that tiny.
Courier, mineral.
Okay, so then you can send him into like a mineral area. Yes. Local auto mine, I guess. There's silicon. That's the easiest way to do it.
The ship will be undocking soon.
There you go. I know. Once I get this going, then I'll just be able to talk. All right. Yeah, so Stardew Valley should be interesting. I haven't played it in quite a while, and co-op should be fun. And Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time has been continuing on. Still got quite a few of those to upload. I've been on a hiatus from recording those because I recorded many of them in the course of like a week. So then I went on hiatus, but I'm gonna get back into it. I stalled on Suikoden 2 because I wanted to really play through a lot of that game. And yeah, that's basically it for this channel, except the new Star Wars game comes out, Jedi Survivor, I think, and I guess I'm going to be recording a Let's Play of that. I don't know when. I don't know how or when that's going to be uploaded. You know, there's just too much. There's just always too much. We'll see. I mean, I'll play it. Over on the Exploring series, I released the first, well, new 40K video. And it went pretty well, all things considered. It's currently sitting at 128,000 views. According to YouTube performance ranking, it's number 1 of my last 10 videos as far as its performance is concerned in the first 6 days and 14 hours of release. But curiously, it also says the same thing for my SCP Foundation versus 40K. But that video is also doing fairly well with 170,000 views. So yeah, between my last handful of videos, you know, here's an SCP Second Sin that I did, 141,000. Then the SCP versus 40K, 170,000. Then 5236, the Ethics Committee Inquest, that's 101,000. And now overview of the Primarchs, 128,000. So 40K is not only holding its own, it's kind of outperforming. But that could just be like an initial curiosity from my SCP fans that's going to wane as I keep going. That very well could be. But so far, it could be a lot worse. They are not outright rejecting any sort of viewership. And actually, I've gotten plenty of comments so far and messages saying that they're actually pretty into the 40K now after watching some of my videos, and they're excited to see more of it. So that's pretty good. That being said, that Primarch video, that was a doozy. That was a real doozy. And I'm going to be working on another 40K video this coming week, and I definitely do not want it to be as much of a doozy. So right now I was thinking of doing a video on Cadia. Cadia is a fairly probably one of the most well-known planets in 40K, because it's located like right at the edge of the Eye of Terror, I believe. It's located right at the entrance to like this big warp storm, portal essentially to chaos. So it's just the brunt of it. Actually, I don't think it exists anymore, if I recall, because it eventually just like broke apart due to the non-stop horde of demons rolling through. But yeah, so the Imperial Guard presence on Cadia is fairly legendary, and so I think it'll be a shorter, fun video, just going over like the horrors of war and taking a bit more look at like the Imperial Guard specifically, without Primarchs and Astartes and all that being a heavy presence. It's mostly just like normal humans against impossible odds and holding out for a long time. So that should be a fun video. Again, I'm shooting for like 20 to 30 minutes average for these videos. Tomorrow's video is an SCP. It's a 001 proposal, the ones that got away. It's again somewhat lengthy, 53 minutes, and it is somewhat sillier of a proposal. It's not like full grimdark seriousness, and I don't really tend to care for the sillier stuff, but it's not a bad proposal. What exactly is this jabroni doing? I feel like you're just floating out here. What are you even doing? Yeah, okay. You're going somewhere very slowly. Perhaps I should have given him more direction than just go. He's definitely just floating, right? I mean, he's not... Go over there. Anyways. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is why I kind of wanted to do this split in content, because I can really directly compare video performance. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's equal, right? If my views on 40K stuff is equal to my views on SCP stuff, would I just switch to 40K then? Probably not. Probably not. Because the views for SCP aren't that good. Although, I don't know. I would say the views for 40K right now seem better, but we're gonna have to see how that develops. I want them to be better. That's kind of the whole point. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Um. Why are you still just like floating around, dude? I think ugh. This red stuff is supposed to mean mineral region, but clearly not. All right, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna take us to some asteroid belt or something. You're shit. Asteroid belt. There. There's asteroids all over the fucking place. You're looking at them. I don't know if these are silicon.
Asteroid. Asteroid.
They're apparently empty asteroids.
Asteroid.
Okay, well that's a fair assessment.
Asteroid.
That's a fair assessment. And it's probably, I'm so new, like I don't know really how to find good asteroids. But whatever he was doing, it was not it. I can tell you that much. Yeah. So,
Asteroid. Asteroid.
and other stuff. You know, I've been following the development of these AI.
Asteroid.
I've been very much interested in the development of AI that's ongoing right now. It's probably,
Asteroid.
to me, like
Asteroid.
the most rapid, exciting technological developments of my lifetime.
Asteroid. Asteroid. Asteroid.
Yeah, this is all just empty asteroids. It's been mined to death. So I guess we need to go out a little bit further from the main wharf. Let's go here.
Autopilot engaged.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know of any other period in my lifetime, or maybe it just wasn't as publicly visible, but where so many companies were working on so many developments in a field every single week. You know, if you go to like the OpenAI subreddit, ChatGPT subreddit, there's weekly posts just filled with links and stuff and discussions of all new developments from all these different companies, you know, small startup companies to the biggest companies on the planet in the tech world, Google and IBM and Nvidia and blah 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 blah. And it's just really freaking exciting to think of the possibilities and how this is all going to look in 5 years.
Asteroid.
You know, Nvidia right now, they just published this whole paper and they're working on
Autopilot engaged.
text to video.
Autopilot.
Text to video.
Asteroid.
So you type in a text prompt and you get given a completely original new video.
Asteroid. Asteroid.
And right now it's pretty damn rudimentary if you look at their examples that they're providing and stuff like that.
Asteroid.
Perhaps you've seen videos of like Will Smith eating pizza or something like that. It's just like this horrific alien thing. But just think about what AI art generators looked like a year ago or 2 years ago. They were, you know, like a curiosity, really. Whereas if you look at AI art now, last night I did this this like quiz. Hold on, let me find the name of it. It was what was it called? It was like a play on the word catfish. Hold on, I'm sure if I here it is. It's called Kate Fished, C-A-I-T, fished. And it's basically they show you a series of 17 images of females. And you have to guess whether the image is a real image of a real human being or completely AI generated. And I got 13 out of 17 correct. That means that 4 of those images I thought were real, but were actually AI. And actually, one of those I thought was AI and was actually a real person. So there's that. Let's just go to a different system.
Autopilot.
And that's just wild. I mean, some of them were like, yeah, fairly obvious, I think. But again, I'm like specifically looking for whether or not they're AI generated, whereas plenty of people out there, plenty of the time, will not be specifically looking for them to be AI generated or not. They'll just see a hot chick. But yeah, like I said, I thought one was AI and it was actually real. And that's fucky. And then, yeah, multiple I thought were real, but were actually AI. I guess I didn't look close enough. But yeah, some of them were just like, damn. Usually, I mean, obviously, a lot of people are still in that mindset of, oh, well, you know, AI can't do fingers and stuff like that, or hands, but they have solved that. Believe me, they have definitely solved that. Not, I mean, when you're just talking about an image of one person, they can do an image of one person pretty well, and once you start having multiple people in the same picture, then yeah, they struggle. But no, the more recent thing to look into if you're trying to specifically tell is often like patterns. Like patterns on clothing or things like that. Often the AI will just sort of like stop making the pattern the same way that it had been. Whereas in a real thing, you know, obviously a pattern is consistent throughout the whole thing until it terminates at whatever point, but the AI kind of fucks with it.
System. Second contact.
But no, I mean, there were some images there, and I was like, okay, I mean, the patterns, everything looks good. Yeah, it's just, I guess it's probably real, but no, it was AI. So I think pretty soon it's going to be increasingly hard to tell if an image is AI generated or not.
Asteroid.
And so
Autopilot disengaged. Asteroid.
I think I really have to just like go into the middle of nowhere or something. I don't know. I don't know where I have to go, but obviously not here. And yet text to video is eventually going to get to the point where you could just type anything you want into a prompt, and that's what you'll get.
Autopilot.
If you want,
Hello.
if you want to make a video, Trump banging a pig for whatever reason,
Courier.
yeah, you can just type it in, and that's what you get, and it'll probably be fairly believable looking, which is horrific. Actually, let's well, that actually might be Silicon. Yeah, I know. Don't worry.
Can I help?
I just want to see him mine something, god damn it. But yeah, what was the I saw there was like a TED Talk showing off like this wearable projector. I think it was like a watch or something. It went on your wrist, but then it projected onto the palm of your hand, and so it showed like someone calling, and it just was like blue text that appeared on your hand. And they were talking about like, AR, sort of AI wearables and stuff like that. And there was a mention of like you could have just something in your ear and it would automatically translate any foreign language that you hear into your own language. And I'm like, that's like the fucking Babelfish. I mean, that's amazing. Imagine a world where everyone has that. I would feel far more comfortable traveling to like any given country if I knew that anything anyone said there I would understand in my own language. I mean, that would be amazing. I have family members in Germany that don't speak like any English. And I would actually be able to have just like a conversation with them. That would be amazing. And I know for a fact, like, AI can definitely handle that at this point. I don't know how quickly it can handle it and process it, but I don't know. But the future's gonna be nuts. Future's gonna be nuts. One of the main guys at OpenAI did a TED Talk and showed off like some new plugin stuff that was pretty awesome. And he ended by saying like, we all need to become AI literate so that we can like help complete OpenAI's goal of creating an AGI. And it's like, yeah, holy shit. I mean, that is their goal. That's like their mission statement, is to bring an AGI into fruition. And this is certainly like the biggest push in development we've ever had towards making an AGI. So yeah, I would say it's not imminent.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
I don't think we'll see an AGI within like the next 5 years or anything, but yeah, in my lifetime, probably. And that's gonna be pretty nuts. So it kind of makes me wish that I was more technically minded. That I was like an actual programmer or something like that, and that I could really like get into the nitty gritty and take advantage of LLMs and things like that, and be one of these types of people that's really like iterating on it and developing it and, you know, coming up with new ideas and new applications for it. But I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not. I had a chance to become a programmer many years ago. It was a potential future for me, and I started to get into programming, and I said, fuck this and fuck that. I want nothing to do with it. No, that is not a fun job. I mean, I admire the people that can do that, admire the hell out of them, but yeah, that's not for me. Not for me, dog. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines and watching, waiting for something really cool to happen. I do think that it's going to be not that far off, where I will be able to just like teach an LLM how to like write in my sort of writing style, and then just give it a topic and ask it to write a YouTube video for it, and it'll do it. I think that's not that far off. The question is, will I do that? I don't know. It's hard to say. That is a major portion of what I do for a living. I mean, that is certainly hours of my life that I could just wrap up in minutes. I don't know. On the one hand, it's like, okay, well, if I could do that, and I could just have an AI write all my scripts, and they would be just as good as if I wrote them myself. If I could do that, I could theoretically make many more videos, like in a month, than I do currently. But would I, or would I stick to my game schedule and just do far less work? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'd probably bump up my output a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's wild, because really, there's, you know, AI to write scripts. There's AI that can copy voices. So somebody showed me like a year ago or something like that. There was like a voice model or something with a big list of voices that it had, and one of them was my voice for some reason. I don't know. I was kind of shocked to see my name in the list, because it's like, I'm not that big of a person, big of a YouTuber. But yeah, somebody apparently spent some time training a model. And that was a while ago, so I'm sure would be much better now. I just listened like today to an AI cover by Kanye West of No Role Models. And it was like really pretty fucking good. So yeah, I mean, so you can have an AI write my scripts. You could have an AI just do my voice. At that point, what do I really do? I just like gather images and put it together. I'm sure you could have an AI do that. Because really, you could just have the AI that's writing the script also just come up with image prompts for an AI art generator for each section of the script, and then generate the images for it. And then the editing process, yeah, I mean, maybe I would still have to do that, but with all that together, that would take me like 20 minutes. And then there's a video. But is it right? Is it good? I don't know. Because at that point, anyone could basically do what I just said. Any person could take my scripts, my writing style, and make their own scripts and have it come up with images and model my voice and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. The only thing I really have going for me then is that I own a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good place to be. But yeah, boy, creative output. It's really going to become a new era. So I don't know. I mean, is my job in jeopardy because of all that? It's impossible for me to say. I mean, it's fun to think of like ways that I could use AI to make my job simpler, but at the same time, it's easily copyable. I wish I had some smart AI running this fucking ship, because this guy's not doing jack shit. Anyways, I guess that's about it. I just wanted to chat about AI because I find it very fascinating. Oh, I mean, probably the most exciting thing. Well, I said before that the number one application of AI that I'm most excited for is an AI DM for like D&D or something. And I think that's not that far off. The thing is, it can't just be like chatbot that people are using to try and make it run D&D games for them. It would have to be specifically a D&D bot that has been specifically trained and reined in and understands like the parameters of D&D and is specifically trained on that, and is specifically designed for that function. So I would really hope that like Wizards of the Coast is kind of perking their ears up and thinking of it as a possibility. Because if you could just pay Wizards of the Coast $50 a month and have your own like specifically trained D&D DM that is AI, I mean, I would gladly shell out that money. And there will be, and if not Wizards of the Coast, then some other company is going to do it. But aside from that, the second most thing that I'm interested in is AI in video games in general. People are doing some really fascinating stuff with creating just like emergent, spontaneous gameplay using AI agents as NPCs. I saw a little demo on Twitter last night of kind of almost like an Animal Crossing. It basically looked like a rudimentary Animal Crossing, and the guy came up to an NPC and said, "Hey, what's going on?" Blah blah blah, and the AI responded, and the person said, "Oh, is anyone else around?" And the NPC said, "Oh, well, my neighbor lives just down the way." And the player said, "Oh, well, can you take me over there?" And the AI said, "Yeah, sure." And then it just walked over there. And it's like, "Oh, okay, here's blah, blah, blah. And do you need anything else?" And the player said, "No, that's okay." And the guy went back to his house. So that's AI not only chatting spontaneously, but also doing actions spontaneously based on player input and dialogue. And I've seen other demos of people doing like just like one-on-one conversations with a video game NPC and just like chatting with them performing as a specific like character, like a monk or something like that. And then there was the whole like Google Stanford thing with like a mini town of NPCs, all AI just interacting. And one of the big selling points or like marketing points for Oblivion was the Radiant AI. This was it has its own wiki page, believe it or not. So it was developed for Oblivion specifically, but they've used it in all of their games since. And this was basically to allow NPCs to dynamically make decisions and react to the world around them without individual scripts telling them to do things. General goals such as eat in this location at 2 p.m. are given to NPCs, and NPCs are left to determine how to achieve them. So this was a big kind of marketing point for them, was that this Radiant AI. What we're seeing now just blows that entire concept out of the water, because now you don't have to tell the person to eat in this location at 2 p.m. You just have to tell them to, live out your life as a peasant in this village, and they'll do that. They'll come up with their own schedules. They'll deviate from that schedule if something arises. They'll function almost like people in a world. And yeah, so the video games we're not going to see really any of this in a big budget mainstream game for quite a while. But I would say 5 years from now, the games that are going to be coming out are going to be pretty fucking ridiculous. I don't think any company is really, like any major company is going to be implementing systems like that into any upcoming games yet. Just, it's too new. There's too many kinks to work out. There's too much development happening too fast to really be invested in it right now as like a product. But yeah, it's gonna be wild. Like the future Grand Theft Auto that uses AI agents for NPCs and stuff is gonna be ridiculous. And I think that'll just become, by and large, like a norm for big budget RPGs and open world games and stuff like that. Pretty much anything with NPCs. The idea of having like canned responses from an NPC is going to be archaic, by and large. I mean, I think there will still be games that do it, and there will still be a market for it. With like, good proper scripting and all that. That's certainly still going to be a market. There's still going to be games like Wrath of the Righteous where I want like a scripted storytelling experience that's finely crafted. But yeah, just, being plopped into a virtual world and being able to interact with it as if it was like a virtual world is going to be pretty intense. Are you mining this? Is this being mined, or are you just... I think he might be mining. No? I mean, if he's actually going to be mining, this is the slowest, worst operation I've ever witnessed. It feels like he might be mining here. Or making some sort of attempt. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do more Googling and figure out what I should be doing with the miner shit. Hold on.
Hello there.
Yeah, hello. I've been here the whole time, asshole.
Asteroid.
Yeah, I know that's empty, but there's some that look not empty. Could have sworn I just...
Asteroid.
Even that's empty. So all of these are empty. Okay, I just have to like Google where to find good asteroid.
Asteroid. Asteroid.
All right. Anyways, that's enough out of me, I think. Right. So, he was in like the suicide chamber there or something. I don't know. Anyways, more Wrath of the Righteous, more Genshin Impact. I'm gonna be recording Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I don't know when to upload it. Two brothers play Stardew Valley, should be fun. More Mangg plays the best games of all time. And over on the Exploring series, another SCP-001 video. But alrighty, my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. And I'll see you fine folks next week.